bug report. I forgot to mention a couple of things about hand finishing. First thing is when you've taken a set off the machine and you know that you're done, I lay them out on a white tissue next to my hand finishing place, and I mark my tissue 1 to 6 so that I lay my slides down in the order they came off the machine, and then on the back side, on the glass side, not the thin section side, I write with a permanent pen all the details. What's the ID for that thin section? Oftentimes I won't write everything. I'll just put the sample number so that you've got a way to keep track of what each thin section is. And remember, this is also on your spreadsheet, your paper spreadsheet if you choose to use it, or computer spreadsheet. But mark up your samples after you wipe all the oil away. Put the sample number on the back of the glass. Now, storage is important. I've got a little plastic seal box, and whatever I don't hand finish on the day, I put into my box, if you'll see, on white pieces of record card, which I cut up to size. And this is brilliant because it kind of, when you put the sealed cover on the box, there you go, it takes away air getting in. It's in its own environment. And what happens if you leave these slides out, say, on your white towel while you're hand finishing them for however long it takes, you'll find that they're going to begin to release quicker off the glass than they would if you'd stored them in a sealed plastic box. I had an extraordinary case of working on some yellow clay with just a bit of silt and organic from Borneo. And it was terrifically hard to get to stay on the glass. The clay was hard to impregnate, and that followed through the whole way to thin section. And I believe we did do the double slide trick. Finally got them, actually got to the point where I'd hand finished them all. I'd laid them on foil, getting ready to cover slip, and I took a break for a couple hours. I was working in the summer. The heat was up in the barn. I came back after a couple hours, and the clay had released from the glass. Extraordinarily bad. Just lifted from the heat of the barn and in the open air, lifted. So on that particular site, I learned very quickly, don't keep your slides out on the bench. Put them in sealed boxes. And in that case, I had to rerun the entire group from scratch. But when it came to cover slipped them right away to hold the clay to the glass. But, the group that we did with rocks, they're going to pretty much hold firmly. You can judge by what soil classes you've got, and also, what's going on in your thin section, how long a period of time you should allow between coming off the machine to hand finishing to cover slipping. Watch them. Even stored in a container, you'll start to see parts of your thin section lift if you don't move quick enough. So I'll walk the camera over, because what I've done with this site is while I'm hand finishing, I'm not stopping to cover slip till I get the whole group of 8 done. They're fairly stable. So I've got a bigger plastic container. I'll walk you over to it. And you can see here, I've put our thin sections inside. Let's see if I can get the camera to the right place. There you go. On its foil, ready to bring to the fume cupboard for cover slipping. But while I'm getting all 8 hand finished, I'm storing them with the cover on. The cover on so that the air does not do any bad things while I'm finishing the rest. And of course, let's walk back, on a period like now. Sit down, where the lab is hot. I mean, it's been miserably hot this week. The risk of things lifting is greater. So the optimum working environment for the lab, I'll say it again, it's cool and it's dry. Cool and dry. So you're going to have trouble if your lab, wherever your machine's going to be, is running warm. You want to keep the temperatures down and the humidity down to keep your thin sections in the best possible quality. Okay, just thought I better say that before I forget.